Welcome to our segment on anti-aging skincare. Now trust me when I tell you we are going to get to what products and ingredients you need to both reverse the signs of aging and then preserve those youthful qualities. But first, I'd like you to have a clear picture of what causes the skin to age so you can be an informed consumer when shopping for targeted skincare products. First, it's important to understand what it is in our skin that accounts for what we recognize as the signs of growing older. So bear with me a minute here, because to understand the significance of this, we're going to have to do a little science of the skin lesson. So let me put on my professor glasses, because we're going back to school. First, you need to understand that our skin is made up of two structural proteins, and both are important. One is collagen, and you can think of this as your skin's muscle fibers, since collagen gives your skin its structural strength. Then we have our elastin fibers, that you can think of as the tendons and ligaments of the skin, since our elastin fibers function like rubber bands to allow our skin to stretch and then snap back to its original form. Guess which one is more important for a youthful appearance? Well, while both are important, it's actually the loss of elastin fibers that account for what we recognize as the signs of aging. Loss of contour and firmness, and loss of elasticity or the snapback. Skin that is less able to retain moisture. All of this leads to skin sagging and wrinkles. So this leads us to the fact there are really three types of skin aging: mechanical aging, extrinsic aging, and intrinsic aging. The first two are pretty familiar. Mechanical aging simply refers to like creases and lines and wrinkles caused by years of repetitive motions. The major agers, in this category, facial expressions such as frowning and smiling, squinting, as well as pursing your mouth regularly, such as when you're smoking or even drinking from a straw. Even sleeping regularly on one side can make one side droopier than the other. Next, there's extrinsic aging, which refers to the outside forces that cause us to age, like photoaging or sun damage, pollution, and again, smoking. All these major agers create free radical damage, which basically means that toxic molecules are produced that in turn attack and break down both our collagen and elastin fibers. One more contributing piece to the external aging puzzle, a diet high in sugar intake. Can you say creme brulee of the skin? Lastly, we have intrinsic aging, which can be thought of as the natural or internal causes of aging. One aspect of this is that our cells begin to divide more slowly as we age, resulting in skin that doesn't hold moisture well and oil-secreting glands that are less efficient. However, the good news is that there have been some very recent developments in our understanding of intrinsic aging, and this is where it gets really interesting. Have you ever wondered why some people tend to look years younger than they really are, while others clearly don't? Well, that's the genetic component of intrinsic aging at work, and everyone has their own natural thermostat that establishes their rate of aging on the inside. And until very recently, we just assumed we had to simply accept whatever genetic hand we were dealt, and that would ultimately determine how well we appeared to age. But in just the past few months, researchers out of Purdue University released their discovery of an enzyme, which they call the RNOx, or age-related NOx enzyme, that is present in all our cells. It apparently becomes activated as we age, and when it does, it begins to release free radicals. It's kind of like a sprinkler system, whose valves are shut off through our 20s. Then, as we reach our 30s, we begin to have just small little splatters. But as we get into our 40s, the sprinklers are definitely coming on, and from our 50s on, it may as well be a fire hydrant. Now, the amount of RNOx enzyme present in your cells is purely genetic, and researchers at Stanford University have determined that if you have very high levels of RNOx, you can look up to 18 years older than your true age. If you have low levels, you can look up to 16 years younger than your chronological age. How would you feel about having the ability to shut down this nasty enzyme so you could be among those blessed with very low levels of this enzyme? Well, as of just the last few months, this technology does exist, and I will tell you how you can get your hands on this. But first, I need to tell you about another huge factor responsible for intrinsic aging. I bet most of you know at least one person who has commented on how everything started to fall apart at age 40. Well, As if the Arnox enzyme kicking in around then wasn't bad enough, it seems there's something else going on that also tends to happen around this time. And this is that our bodies start to produce different amounts of certain hormones. One of the bad guys is the DHT hormone because it destroys our skin elastin fibers. How much of the elastin fibers we will lose to this hormone is once again greatly affected by our genes. And remember, I told you it was the breakdown of the skin elastin fibers that was the primary cause of skin sagging and wrinkles. So once again, we've hit on a big factor in how we age. The good news, there is a guaranteed way, no matter what your genetic potential, to block the effects of this hormone. And we'll cover this as well as we get into our final discussion. What should you have in your arsenal of weapons for a comprehensive anti-aging skincare program? Let's take another quick look at how aging occurs so we have a plan of attack every step of the way. Assuming we are looking at protecting our cells from the outside in. The first thing we want to protect against is the ravages of extrinsic aging, in this case, sun damage and pollution. Interesting side note bar. Did you know that the skin is actually the largest organ in your body? And it plays the very important role of protecting your insides from harmful invaders, such as harmful bacteria and viruses, as well as the damaging effects of UV rays and toxic molecules in pollution. So healthy skin means a healthier body. Anyway, back to our skincare program model. The best way to maintain a healthy outer layer barrier of the skin is to protect it with daily sunscreen of at least SPF 15 that blocks against both UVA and UVB rays, and also to make sure your skin has adequate moisturization. If you're wondering how this may affect your skin's protective functionings, just think dry, cracked lips. Have you ever eaten anything spicy, salty, or too acidy when your lips were too cracked and dry? Ouch. So much for your protective layer. When talking about moisturization, it's important to realize there are two types. The first relates to hydration, or the amount of water in the cell. In skincare, ingredients that allow the skin to draw water from the air are called humectants. Examples of powerful humectants include hyaluronic acid, propylene glycol, glycerin, and urea. The second type is called emollients, and these ingredients replace the oils in our skin. This may include natural oils, fatty acids, the most common being stearic or linoleic, mineral oil, petroleum jelly, and lanolin. Now we're going to talk about ingredients that work to mop up the effects of the intrinsic aging processes. One vital category of ingredients needed to combat the breakdown of both our collagen and our elastin fibers from toxic free radicals is your network of antioxidants. Antioxidants are natural substances made up of vitamins and minerals. Ingredients include vitamin C, vitamin E, CoQ10, Asahi, ginkgo biloba, alpha-lipoic acid, grapeseed extract, colorless carotenoids, and selenium. All these antioxidants will effectively neutralize free radicals, so check your product ingredients and make sure you're covered in this area. A couple of interesting sidebar notes on antioxidant skincare ingredients. Asahi oil is one of the newer ingredients available. So while there has not been enough time to report sufficient clinical data on this, Asahi is a very potent antioxidant and it does remain stable when stored. So I believe it's one to take seriously. CoQ10 is also a very powerful antioxidant that also offers the added benefit of promoting cellular energy production. And alpha-lipoic acid has the advantage of being both water and fat soluble, so it's well suited to penetrate the skin cell membrane at all levels. Lastly, one interesting product that Japanese researchers have patented is called Mag-C, which combines a very effective skincare antioxidant, vitamin C, in a concentrated form, mixed with magnesium, which increases cellular energy. And reports on this product have been impressive. The bottom line here, free radicals are everywhere, in the air we breathe, sunlight, even the foods we eat. And now we know that our own bodies possess an enzyme that goes into hyperdrive as we age to spew these damaging free radicals. And all these antioxidants will help fight off the free radicals as they come across them. So ideally, you should have a combination of several of these in your daily arsenal. The next category of ingredients I'd like to talk about with you is what I'll call cellular renewal products. These all offer a safe and effective way to help restore a more youthful appearance, target skin discolorations, scarring, and combat wrinkles by increasing cell turnover rate and stimulating collagen production. The main players in this category: fruit acids, mainly alpha hydroxy acids and its less irritating cousin, polyhydroxy acids, as well as retinol palmitate and prescription retin A products like Renova, which is a retinoid cream. One word of caution: the prescription retinoid products are quite effective for stimulating collagen production, and they have been well studied and have numerous clinicals to support this, but they can be quite irritating and do make you much more sensitive to the sun. So be very diligent about sunscreening when using one of these products, available through your dermatologist. Also, we've found a little goes a long way with retinoids, and the lower doses have been found to be equally effective. So ask for the milder formula, like the 0.025%, and go easy. You don't need much. The last group of ingredients we're going to look at that help repair the signs of aging are what I call skin protein builders. These products promote the production of skin proteins and enhance cellular energy and recovery, thereby aiding in the regeneration of the new skin cells and reducing scar tissue. Ingredients that fall into this category include your peptide formulas containing di and tripeptides, allantoin, creatine, arginine, magnesium, and soy isoflavones. So, as with the antioxidants, just make sure your skincare regimen contains a product that helps rebuild your skin at the cellular level. Now, I promise to get back to the newest technologies available, the ones you may not have even heard of yet. And this exciting news has the potential to change the way we look at aging, and it certainly will impact the way we combat it. Since for the first time in the history of cosmeceuticals, products now exist that will attack the actual source of internal aging. Realize that everything else we've discussed so far is either to protect the barrier function of the skin or deal with the damage once it is already done. But the purpose of this category of products is to prevent the damage before it occurs, and that is truly revolutionary. If you recall from our previous skin science discussion, I mentioned two sources of intrinsic aging that begin to give us problems somewhere around age 40 and are greatly influenced by our genetics. The responsible culprits: the one that causes ongoing eruptions of free radicals, called the RNOx enzyme, and the elastin-busting DHT hormone. The savior in both these cases is NSE, or Nu Skin Enterprises, a 25-year-old direct-selling company that is heavily invested in scientific research. And after many years of safety and efficacy studies, has just released two different technologies to combat each of these processes. They have patented a product called their ageLOC technology that has been clinically proven to shut down that nasty RNOx enzyme. This is very exciting because this will essentially even the playing field, giving all of us the chance to look years younger than our age, as if we were all blessed with young genes, by greatly reducing the generation of free radicals at its internal source. ageLOC is driven deep into the dermal layers of the skin with a small handheld device, about the size of a cell phone, that uses a safe galvanic current. The same galvanic current technology has been used for over 50 years, primarily in European spas, to rejuvenate the skin and drive in beneficial ingredients. But this is the first time this technology has been available for affordable home use. You may find out more information on the use of this device on the segment titled How to Use the Galvanic Spa. The second product definitely worth mentioning is called Ethicin, and it works by effectively blocking the DHT receptors in the skin. When the DHT hormones can't bind to the receptors, they're not able to damage your skin's elastin fibers. There are solid clinical studies that show regular use of Ethicin will restore your skin elastin levels to that of a youthful 20-year-old in 60 to 120 days. Ethicin is also available exclusively from NSE in a serum containing both Ethicin and a comprehensive antioxidant network of ingredients marketed as their Tru Face Essence Ultra. I know this term has been used many times without anything too earth-shaking to justify it, but these technologies truly offer the closest thing I've seen yet to the fountain of youth. So, let's summarize everything we've covered in this comprehensive look at anti-aging skincare. Everyone should have a daily skincare regimen. First, You want to do everything you can to protect your skin and maintain a strong and healthy barrier by always using sunscreen and paying attention to your skin's need for proper moisturization. And you want to continue to protect and regenerate your cells with a combination of antioxidants, cellular renewal ingredients, and those that generate proteins. And finally, I encourage you to look into the new technologies available through NSC, since the Ideal program will shut down the internal production of our major agers, giving the other products in your arsenal a much better chance of keeping up with the battle to fight off the ravages of aging, so we can all be on the path to aging young. Thank you. I'm Kristen, your anti-aging specialist here at ProfessorIt.com.